In the 1950s, the psychologist Solomon Asch conducted a series of experiments that are now taught to legions of undergrads each year. To begin each experiment, the subject entered the room with a group of strangers. Unbeknownst to the subject, the other participants were actors planted by the researcher and instructed to deliver scripted answers to certain questions. The group would be shown one card with a line on it, and then a second card with a series of lines. Each person was asked to select the line on the second card that was similar in length to the line on the first card. It was a very simple task. You were just matching lines of two similar lengths. The experiment always began the same. First, there would be some easy trials where everyone agreed on the correct line. Then, after a few rounds, the participants were shown a test that was just as obvious as the previous ones, except the actors in the room would select an intentionally incorrect answer. Everyone would agree that the lines were the same length, even though they were clearly different. The subject, who was unaware of this ruse, would immediately become bewildered. Their eyes would open wide, they would laugh nervously to themselves, they would double-check the reactions of other participants. Their agitation would grow as one person after another delivered the same incorrect response. Soon, the subject began to doubt their own eyes. Eventually, they delivered the answer they knew in their heart to be incorrect. Asch ran this experiment many times and in many different ways. And what he discovered was that as the number of actors increased, so did the conformity of the subject. If it was just the subject and one other actor, then there was no effect on the person's choice. They just assumed they were in the room with a dummy. When there were two actors in the room with the subject, there was still little impact. But as the number of people increased to 3, 4, and all the way to 8 people, the subject became more likely to second-guess themselves. By the end of the experiment, nearly 75% of the subjects had agreed with the group answer, even though it was obviously incorrect. Whenever we are unsure how to act, we look to the group to guide our behavior. We are constantly scanning our environment and wondering, what is everyone else doing? We check reviews on Amazon or Yelp or TripAdvisor because we want to imitate the best buying habits or eating habits or travel habits. And it's usually a smart strategy. There's evidence in numbers. But there can be a downside. The normal behavior of the tribe often overpowers the desired behavior of the individual.